guys, so today I'm going to be looking at short stories with a twist. So yeah, let's just get right into the video. Last week was my 40th birthday and I really didn't feel like waking up that morning. I managed to pull myself together and go downstairs for breakfast, hoping my wife would be present and say happy birthday and possibly have a small present for me. As it turned out, she barely said good morning, let alone happy birthday. I thought, well, that's marriage for you, but the kids, they will remember. My kids came trampling down the stairs to breakfast, ate their breakfast and didn't say a word to me. So when I made it out of the house and started for work, I felt pretty dumpy and despondent. As I walked into my office, my secretary Joanne said, "Good morning, boss, and by the way, happy birthday." It felt a bit better knowing that at least someone remembered. I worked in a zombie-like fashion until about 1 o'clock when Joanne knocked on my door and said, "You know, it's such a beautiful day outside and it's your birthday. Why don't we go out for lunch, just you and me?" I said, "Thanks, Joanne, that's the best thing I've heard all day. Let's go." We went to lunch, but not where we normally go. Instead, she took me to a quiet bistro with a private table. We had a couple of mixed drinks and I enjoyed the meal tremendously. On the way back to the office, Joanne said, "You know, it's such a beautiful day. We don't have to go right back to the office, do we?" I replied with, "I suppose not. What do you have in mind?" She said, "Let's go to my apartment. It's just around the corner." After arriving at her apartment, Joanne turned to me and said, "Boss, if you don't mind, I'm going to step into the bedroom for just a moment. I'll be right back." "Okay," I nervously replied. She went into the bedroom and after a couple of minutes, she came out carrying a huge birthday cake, followed by my wife, my kids, and dozens of my friends and co-workers all singing happy birthday. And I just sat there on the couch, naked. What? So he was expecting something else from Joanne? Just because he thought his wife and kids forgot to say happy birthday and he was going to... Oh... Whoa. That was actually a pretty big twist. Whoa. Oh. Man, that's so awkward. Son, Daddy, I fell in love and want to date this awesome girl. Father, that's great, son. Who is she? Son, it's Sandra, the neighbor's daughter. Father, oh, I wish you hadn't said that. I have to tell you something, son, but you must promise me not to tell your mother. Sandra is actually your sister. The boy is naturally bummed out, but a couple of months later, "Daddy, I fell in love again and she's even hotter." Father, that's great, son. Who is she? Son, it's Angela, the other neighbor's daughter. Father, oh, I wish you hadn't said that. Angela is also your sister. What's going on? This went on a few more times and finally the son was so mad he went straight to his mother crying. "Mum, I am so mad at Dad. I fell in love with 6 girls and I can't date any of them because Dad is their father." The mother hugs him affectionately and says, "You can date whoever you want. He isn't your father." Huh? Wait, hold on a second, let me process this. So the both of them have been lying to each other because the mother had this son with another man and the father had all the other girls with other people. That's so awkward. Wow, I mean, hey, at least it works out in the end, right? What the heck? I was not expecting that. Wow, this was good. That's so weird. Imagine your dad telling you that, like every crush you have, "Oh, actually, that's your sister." Wow, this son actually betrayed his mum like that. He didn't tell her until the 6th girl. Wows. After 10 years, the wife starts to think their child looks strange, so she decides to do a DNA test. That's all it took. "This child looks strange. He/she must not be mine." Wow, okay. She finds out that the child is actually from completely different parents. Wife, "Honey, I have something very serious to tell you." Husband, "What's up?" Wife, "According to the DNA test results, this is not our child." Husband, "Don't you remember when we were leaving the hospital we noticed that the baby had wet its nappy and you said, 'Please go and change this baby. I'll wait for you here.' So that's when I went inside and got a clean one and left the dirty one there." The husband just literally changed the baby. Literally. Didn't change the nappy, but changed the baby. Sometimes people take instructions too literally. Jack goes to his buddy Bob and says, "I'm sleeping with the priest's wife. Can you hold him in church for an hour after mass for me?" The friend doesn't like it, but being a buddy, he agrees. After mass, Bob starts talking to the priest, asking him all sorts of stupid questions just to keep him occupied. Finally, the priest gets annoyed and asks him what he's really up to. Bob, feeling guilty, confesses to the priest, "My friend is sleeping with your wife right now, so he asked me to keep you occupied." The priest smiles, puts a brotherly hand on Bob's shoulder and says, "You better hurry home now. My wife died a year ago." Oh no! so Jack was actually sleeping with Bob's wife. That's what I understood from that. Because the priest is like, you should hurry home, you know, it's not my wife that he's sleeping with, it's yours because mine died, you know. Whoa, wow. So he didn't want to keep the priest occupied, he wanted to keep Bob occupied. Holy, that's crazy. That's not right. How could you do your friend like this? How could you? 2 physicians boarded a flight out of Seattle. One sat in the window seat, the other sat in the middle seat. Just before takeoff, an attorney got on and took the aisle seat next to the 2 physicians. The attorney kicked off his shoes, wiggled his toes, and was settling in when the physician in the window seat said, "I think I'll get up and get a drink." "No problem," said the attorney. "I'll get it for you." While he was gone, one of the physicians picked up the attorney's shoe and spat in it. When he returned with a drink, the other physician said, "That looks good. I think I'll have one too." Again, the attorney obligingly went to fetch it, and while he was gone, the other physician picked up the other shoe and spat in it. The attorney returned, and they all sat back and enjoyed the flight. As the plane was landing, the attorney slipped his feet into his shoes and knew immediately what had happened. "How long must this go on?" he asked. "This fighting between our professions, this hatred, this animosity, this spitting in shoes and pissing in drinks?" Wait, whoa, hold on a second. Wait, he pissed in the drink and the other dude drank it? It was better for them not knowing. Wait, why were they even fighting over the jobs though? I'm so confused. I'm so slow. Maybe it was because he kicked off his shoes and wiggled his toes and his toes stank so much. Both of the physicians hated him. A doctor and a lawyer were talking at a party. Their conversation was constantly interrupted by people describing their ailments and asking the doctor for free medical advice. After an hour of this, the exasperated doctor asked the lawyer, "What do you do to stop people from asking you for legal advice when you're out of the office?" "I give it to them," replied the lawyer, "and then I send them a bill." The doctor was shocked, but agreed to give it a try. The next day, still feeling slightly guilty, the doctor prepared the bills. When he went to place them in his mailbox, he found a bill from the lawyer. Oh, he did exactly what he told him. At least he wasn't lying about his advice, you know. At least you know he was legit. A man left for work one Friday afternoon. Instead of going home, he stayed out the entire weekend hunting with the boys and spending all his wages. When he finally got home on Sunday night, he was confronted by his very angry wife. After 2 hours, she stopped nagging and said, "How would you like it if you didn't see me for 2 or 3 days?" He replied, "That will be fine with me." Monday went by and he didn't see his wife. Tuesday and Wednesday came and went with the same results. Thursday, the swelling went down just enough for him to see her a little out of the corner of his left eye. Oh. I was not expecting this. I mean, I don't expect any of these from these stories because it's just too unexpected. I can't say anything right now. I don't know how to talk right now. At a hotel restaurant, a man sees an attractive woman sitting alone at the next table. Suddenly she sneezes and a glass eye comes flying out of her eye socket. It hurls by the man and he snatches it from the air and hands it back to her. "This is so embarrassing," the woman says, and she pops her eye back in place. "I'm sorry to have disturbed you. Let me buy dinner to make it up to you. May I join you?" He nods. The woman is a stimulating conversationalist, stunningly pretty, and the man finds they have a lot in common. He gets her phone number and asks, "You are the most charming woman I've ever encountered. Are you this nice to every guy you meet?" "No," she replies. "You just happen to catch my eye." Oh, literally. Wow, this wasn't much of a twist, but it's just nice. A male patient is lying in bed in the hospital, wearing an oxygen mask over his mouth and nose. A young student nurse appears and gives him a partial sponge bath. "Nurse," he mumbles from behind the mask, "are my testicles black?" Embarrassed, the young nurse replies, "I don't know, sir. I'm only here to wash your upper body and feet." He struggles to ask again, "Nurse, please check for me. Are my testicles black?" Concerned that he might elevate his blood pressure and heart rate from worrying about his testicles, she overcomes her embarrassment and pulls back the covers. She looks very closely and says, "There's nothing wrong with them, sir. They look fine." The man slowly pulls off his oxygen mask, smiles at her, and says very slowly, "Thank you very much. That was wonderful. Now listen very, very closely. Are my test results back?" How does that sound the same? Oh, okay, I guess it does because he's wearing an oxygen mask and the sound's kind of muffled. Are my testicles back? Are my test results back? Are my test results back? Are my test results back? Okay, I'm just trying to see how similar they sound if you say it fast. He said thank you. Well, that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Tell me in the comments down below what your thoughts are. And as always, thanks for watching. Hope you guys liked it. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.